Assalamualaikum and hi, and today I would like to explain about Istar database management system, which is this part I will explain about the normalization part. So we move to the logical database design. So there is four relation, which is the entity. There's four entity here with a couple of attributes. As we can see, that student has a student ID as a primary key, student name, and also activity number. At the activities part, there is activity ID as a primary key, organization, program name, budget, program requirement. Activity number is a foreign key at this part. So at the status part, program status is as a primary key, the lecturer in charge, lecturer ID, the activity number and the activity ID is a foreign key at this part. And we move to the staff. Staff ID, we have staff ID, staff name, and also activity number and activity ID is a foreign key at this part. And as you can see here, this is a table of content that we already fill with a couple of information. So we move to the functional dependency. At the FD1 part, which is the fully dependency, it is part with student ID, student name. It is determine the activity ID, activity number, and also a program status here. So we move to the FD2, which is this is a transitive dependency, which is at this part, activity ID and activity number. Activity ID and activity number here was determine the program status. This is the program status at this part. So we move to the FD3, which is the activity ID here, was determine organization, program name, budget, and also program requirement. So the last one is FD4, which is program status, determine the lecturer in charge and also the lecturer ID here. FD3 and FD4 is a partially dependency. So we move to the UNF. So at the UNF part, which is, we know that at the UNF part table contain one or more repeated group. So basically this is a UNF part, and this is when the UNF part wants to become 1NF, which is we remove the repeated group, and after that, when 1NF, we want to go into 2NF, which is we need to identify the primary key and identify the functional dependency at this part. So this is the table here, already being, some of the information already being thrown away. And so at this 3NF go to, so at this 2NF to 3NF, we are already separate the information, which is we separate it based on the RD. When the student part have a student ID, student name, and student number, and also staff here, they have student ID and student name. Activities, that is activities ID, organization, program name, budget, and program requirement. And status, they have program status and lecturer in charge. So at this part, we can conclude that Database normalization is a process of organizing the attribute of data to reduce or eliminate data redundancy. We can design database without the normalization process. That's it. Without any organized way to design database. Such lack the standard and hence we cannot evaluate the database design. Normalization provides a systematic approach to determine in a table structure through a set of sample techniques through which we can achieve the desired table structure. Normalization ensures that attributes are grouped together in such a way that there is no redundancy or at least controlled redundancy. If we have data redundancy, then data in the database can create problem when we update the data. Such problem can lead to data inconsistency, data integrity issue, and data update. The bottom line is each table should have only one source of data. If it is in a normal form, we aim at the good database design. This means good table structure. Data stored in the table with a control redundancy reduce data anomalies. That's why I feel better if database engineering using a normalization instead of ERD type of database. So that's all for my explanation. Thank you.